So for DeSantis, President Trump will be in Fort Myers on Halloween and again Pensacola Saturday. Let's face it, Florida is huge. If it goes blue, then there will be trouble for Republicans. And if this guy Gillum wins, then there will be trouble for all Floridians. Joining me now from Reston, Virginia, from the Media Research Center, Director of MRC-TV, Eric Scheiner. Eric, unfortunately, the race card is being played in this race for Florida governor, and it really is unfortunate. In fact, I would call it disgusting, and it's being played by the Gillum people and Gillum himself, but it's also revealing, and it should be revealing to voters in Florida, the soul of this man. If this is where he will go on the campaign trail, where would he go as governor?
That's a question that voters will have to ask themselves. Obviously, DeSantis made the things are going well. Do we really want to monkey it up in this state? And of course, those comments were immediately pounced upon as being racist. He's gone out. He's talked about how zero race was involved with those comments. But it's still an issue that continues to come up in this campaign. And of course, Gillum gets a lot of love from the media. He was recently on another network's comedy show, and they dedicated a half hour, as comedy shows do, to Democratic gubernatorial candidates in Florida. Over a half-hour interview, letting him say the things that he wanted to say about himself and obviously his opponent, DeSantis, including, mentioning that comment and talking about race.
You use comedy show in air quotes, I'm sure, and this has nothing to do with race, and it has everything to do with the quality of life in Florida. And unfortunately, for some people in Florida, if you have GOP next to your name, you are a target. It's not just Florida, by the way, but one of the most recent instances of people, Republicans, and Republican installations being targets for maniacs is in Florida.
Yeah, South Daytona in Florida, the county GOP office had bullet holes when they came to work on Monday morning. Someone shot through the window, went into the walls. Nobody was there at the time of the shooting. It's in a strip mall. None of the other businesses or occupiers in the strip mall were damaged, just the GOP offices. The head of the county Republican Party there says, yeah, I have a pretty good idea who is the guilty party here. You might want to look for a Democrat. Of course, Democrats were saying, well, a lot of people could be angry about this. But he seems to know. Police are investigating this. And, of course, this is on the heels of what happened in California with the GOP office there of Keith McCarthy having a boulder thrown through it. They're looking for two men there. So authorities are investigating. They're looking at security camera footage, seeing what they can find out there. But these are other incidents of violence. This is the other mob mentality that a lot of the mainstream media doesn't want to report on.
Also, a lot of campaign signs being stolen, from what I understand, in Florida. You can see video, unfortunately, all over places like Twitter. Now, Generation Z, which are folks born between, I think it's 1995 and 2010. Apparently, there's a lot of angst. There's a lot of worry about election issues. But apparently, they also don't know how to deal with it constitutionally speaking.
Okay, this is an interesting study. This comes from the American Psychological Association. They looked at stress in America. But if you do a breakdown, you look at Generation Z, people ages 15 to 21. They're very stressed out about the mainstream media's agenda, or basically what they say that they're hearing in the news. Among their major concerns are things like climate change, mass shootings, and the separation and deportation of illegal aliens. These things are really stressing them out. When you look at Americans on the whole, the two things that they worry about the most and that are stressing out Americans are their job, work, and money, how much money they have. That's the main focus. But Generation Z, those that are 18 to 21, they're also the least likely to get involved and vote and do anything about it. They are likely to stress out about it. In fact, only 45%, less than half, say that they're in a good mental state, according to this study. While on the whole, 75% of Americans say they're looking forward to the future. They're confident in looking at a brighter future at this time.
Well, it's pretty clear that the baby boom generation then possibly let down Generation Z by not explaining to them the importance and the value of voting and the franchise in this republic. So we have a little educating to do, I think. Eric, thanks.